Take a moment with me. Just close your eyes for a second. Picture this. You wake up one morning like any other. The room is quiet, familiar. The sunlight touches the edges of your curtain, but as you swing your legs out of bed, something's different. Not pain, not soreness, but a strange softness in your limbs. Your legs feel like jelly, not aching, not stiff, but just not quite yours. You reach for a glass of water, and your hand, steady for decades, wobbles ever so slightly. Panic isn't loud at first. It's quiet, a flutter in your chest, a whisper in your mind. What's happening to me? I've watched this happen, not just once, not in just one person, but in story after story, conversation after conversation. And I began to notice something, a common thread woven silently through the lives of so many people in their 60s, 70s, even 80s. Not a disease that knocked on the door loudly, but a silent guest slipping in unnoticed. It doesn't leave bruises or rashes or anything dramatic, but one day, a chair feels harder to get up from. A staircase that never felt steep now seems like a climb. You chalk it up to aging. You tell yourself, this is just what happens, right? But what if I told you? It isn't just aging, and more importantly, it can be reversed. What's quietly happening inside your body has a name, and that name is sarcopenia. It sounds technical, sure, but what it really means is this: muscle loss due to aging. Now, I used to think, like most people do, that losing muscle was just a part of getting older. Natural, expected. But I've come to learn something crucial. Sarcopenia isn't inevitable. It's not a punishment for getting older. It's a condition, a recognized disease. And that means it can be addressed. It can be treated. It can be reversed. That blew my mind the first time I heard it. You see, sarcopenia doesn't arrive with fanfare. It doesn't come knocking. It creeps in, slowly. It whispers, not shouts. It starts in the little moments, when grocery bags feel heavier, when stairs feel steeper, when you pause before rising from a chair, not because you're in pain, but because your legs seem unsure. And that feeling, that question mark with every movement, isn't your imagination. It's not laziness. It's not lack of effort. It's your muscles trying to tell you something. They need help, not with more struggle or more workouts, but with the right kind of fuel. And here's the part I couldn't wait to share, because once I knew what was happening, I wanted to know what could change it. And the answer didn't come from a pharmacy, it came from the kitchen. Harvard Medical School ran a study not long ago that still amazes me. Older adults, some in their 70s and 80s, were able to reverse muscle loss. And they didn't do it with exhausting routines or expensive machines. They did it with food, with the right nutrients, at the right time. Now, when I say food, I don't mean miracle pills or rare herbs you have to order from halfway across the world. I'm talking about real, whole foods. Ingredients you've probably seen before, maybe even eaten, but never realized how much power they held. I want to walk you through the first of these powerful allies, and the one that surprised me most. It's not a supplement. It's not even expensive. It's something I'd overlooked for years. Brown rice. Yep, brown rice. The humble grain I used to think of as just a side dish. I had no idea it could play such a huge role in muscle strength. You see, unlike white rice, which has been stripped of its nutrients, brown rice keeps its outer layers, the bran and the germ. And that's where the magic lives. Inside those layers are complex carbohydrates, slow-burning, long-lasting energy sources that your muscles love. As we age, our bodies don't handle sugar the same way. Fast sugars cause spikes, then crashes. You feel tired, unmotivated, weak. Brown rice changes that rhythm. It digests slowly, feeding your muscles steadily, gently. Not for a sprint, but for the walk to the mailbox, the climb up the stairs, the lifting of a laundry basket, the movements that fill our everyday lives. But that's just the beginning. Brown rice also brings magnesium to the table. Now, I didn't know this at first, but magnesium is critical for muscle function. Without enough of it, muscles cramp. They twitch. They fatigue more easily. And many seniors, they're deficient in magnesium without even realizing it. Brown rice gives it back. It also brings B vitamins, especially B12, which helps your nervous system. And that matters, because if your nerves and muscles aren't talking clearly, your balance suffers. Movements become hesitant. and confidence fades. All that from a grain I'd ignored for years. So now I've started adding brown rice to my meals a few times a week. Not a huge amount, just a small bowl paired with a lean protein. It's become a quiet, steady fuel for my strength. And you know what? It's made a difference. It's not a miracle. It's a message to my muscles that I still need them, that they still matter. But brown rice isn't working alone. Alongside it is quinoa. Oh, quinoa. I used to think it was just a trendy health food, but turns out it's one of the most complete plant-based sources of protein you can find. It contains all 9 essential amino acids, those building blocks our bodies need but can't make on their own. And here's something important I didn't realize before. As we age, our ability to use protein effectively declines. That means even if you're eating enough protein, your body might not be absorbing and using it the way it used to. That's why quinoa is such a game changer. Its amino acids are ready to work. They're easy on the digestive system too, especially important if heavier meats have become harder to process. And there's more. Quinoa also offers iron, which helps carry oxygen to your muscles. It brings magnesium again, supporting healthy contractions. And it offers fiber to keep digestion moving smoothly, helping your body absorb every nutrient it takes in. I love to mix it into warm bowls, toss it in salads, or use it as a swap for rice now and then. 1 cup goes a long way. Now here's where we shift gears a little, because food doesn't just fuel us, it protects us. That's where walnuts come in. These tiny little brain-shaped nuts, they're actually muscle defenders. And here's why. They're rich in omega-3 fatty acids, the plant form known as ALA. These fats reduce inflammation, which is huge, because low-level inflammation, silent, chronic, is one of the biggest enemies of muscle health. It quietly breaks things down, makes recovery slower, weakens tissue, and you might not even feel it happening. But walnuts fight back. They also help balance cortisol, a stress hormone that, when elevated for too long, actually breaks down muscle tissue. I didn't know stress could do that, did you? And we carry stress in ways we don't even recognize anymore. Walnuts help calm that load. They also offer vitamin E and polyphenols, antioxidants that shield muscle cells from damage, plus a bit of plant-based protein too. I now keep a small handful on hand as a snack, sometimes in oatmeal, sometimes on a salad, sometimes plain. Simple, easy, quiet protection. Next, let's talk about blueberries. Oh, blueberries. Small, sweet, and deeply powerful. These little gems are more than just delicious. They're packed with compounds that fight oxidative stress. You see, as we age, our cells are exposed to more free radicals, unstable particles that chip away at healthy tissues. And muscle is often the first to suffer. Blueberries step in as shields. Their anthocyanins, the pigments that give them that deep blue color, are antioxidant warriors. They neutralize those damaging particles. And in doing so, they help reduce muscle inflammation, not with noise or force, but with steady, daily presence. Blueberries also help your muscles recover faster after movement. Whether it's a short walk, some light gardening, or even just climbing stairs, if your body takes longer to bounce back than it used to, blueberries can help. They contain vitamin C, which supports collagen, the protein that keeps your tendons, ligaments, and muscles connected. They also offer potassium, which supports fluid balance and proper contraction. And bonus, they're great for the brain too, helping your mind stay clear and focused so your body can follow. Flax seeds come next. So small they're easy to miss. But these tiny seeds are mighty. Packed with plant-based omega-3s and antioxidants called lignans, they help reduce inflammation and protect muscle cells. They also bring both soluble and insoluble fiber, which supports digestion. And that matters because if your gut isn't healthy, your nutrients aren't reaching your muscles. Flax helps with that. But here's the trick. Whole flax seeds often pass through your system undigested. You've got to grind them first. I use a little coffee grinder, then keep a small jar ready. Just a tablespoon or 2 a day, stirred into yogurt or oatmeal, or even baked into muffins. Quiet, invisible, powerful. Now, let's move into the evening, because nighttime matters more than most people realize. Did you know that muscle breakdown accelerates while we sleep? It's true. During those quiet hours, your body slips into a fasting state, and unless it has something steady to draw from, it begins breaking down tissue. That's where cottage cheese comes in. It's rich in casein protein, a slow-digesting form that releases amino acids over several hours. It's like a gentle drip feed of support through the night. 1 cup gives you about 25 grams of high-quality protein. It also offers calcium for muscle and bone, and B12, which keeps your nerves firing correctly. And here's the thing. Many older adults are low in B12 and don't know it. That deficiency can feel like fatigue, like weakness, like dizziness. Cottage cheese fills that gap. I like to have a small bowl a few nights a week before bed, sometimes with blueberries, sometimes with walnuts, sometimes with just a drizzle of honey. It's not just food, it's protection while I rest. But we're not done yet. Greek yogurt is another powerhouse I've come to love. Like cottage cheese, it brings protein, about 20 grams per cup, but it also brings probiotics, good bacteria that support gut health. And when your gut is healthy, everything works better. Nutrient absorption improves, inflammation lowers, immunity strengthens. Greek yogurt is thick, satisfying, and easy to enjoy. I usually go for plain, unsweetened versions and add my own toppings: flax, walnuts, berries. It becomes a bowl of strength, literally. Then we come to fatty fish, salmon, sardines, mackerel, tuna. These aren't just rich in protein. They're loaded with omega-3s in their most effective forms, EPA and DHA. These fatty acids don't just protect your heart. They help your muscles use protein better. That's huge, because as we age, our muscles become less responsive to protein. Omega-3s make them more sensitive, like opening a locked door. They also ease joint pain and stiffness. And let's face it, when movement hurts, we move less. And when we move less, we lose more. I try to eat fatty fish 2 or 3 times a week now. Grilled, baked, not fried. Simple plates, real power. And finally, we land on the foundation. Lean proteins, chicken, turkey, eggs, tofu, lentils. These are your everyday building blocks. And while you might think, I already eat protein, let me gently say, after 60, you probably need more. Not heaps, just enough, consistently. I aim for 15 to 20 grams per meal. A boiled egg here, some grilled chicken there, a lentil soup at dinner. Nothing fancy, just steady. Here's what my days look like now. Morning, Greek yogurt with blueberries and flax. Midday, brown rice with salmon and greens. Snack, a boiled egg and a few walnuts. Dinner, quinoa with lentils or lean chicken. Evening, a small bowl of cottage cheese. That's it. No calorie counting, no chasing trends, just rhythm, consistency, care. Let me take you back to where we started. That morning when your legs felt unsure, when your body asked, "Can I come back from this?" And now maybe you know the answer. Yes, you're not broken. You're not too far gone. You're not late. Muscle is one of the most responsive tissues in the body. Even in your 70s, 80s, 90s, it listens, it grows, it rebuilds. All it asks is that you feed it well. These 9 foods aren't magic, but they are messengers. They tell your body, you still matter. They whisper to your muscles, wake up, grow back, you're needed again. You've come this far, not just through this video, but through life. You already have what it takes. Just take the next small step. And if this resonated with you, if you felt even one sentence speak to your story, please subscribe to the channel. Because growing older doesn't mean growing smaller. It means growing wiser, stronger, and still moving forward.